guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dr Lynda Cramer. Okay, if you've just had a look at the thumbnail of this video, it's called The Struggle Bus. Okay, I feel like we are all on it at this point, so I think it's time that I give us a little bit of help in how to sort of get through this, because I too am struggling really bad at this point, and I think that's just a reflection that we're all going through this, because it is funny how many times in my life things happen to me and then I get a random message and people will say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing that because I'm going through the same thing. So I hope that I'm going to give you all some hope today in this roller coaster ride of being on the struggle bus. You know, I say right now that I'm back in 44D, the back seat, right where the back wheel is. So every time we go over a little bump, it's like a huge roller coaster is happening. The drama, the chaos, the uncertainty, the frustration, and most of all, the inability to come to some sort of logical explanation of what's going on and how to get through it. So then we're back to some sort of semblance of sanity at the end of this ride. So how am I getting through this? Now, I'm sure that you've all got your own techniques, but I'm going to share a few today. One is I meditate. I close my eyes. I listen to a lot of meditation music on YouTube. Pity some of them have the ads, so you just get into a really good state and then the ads come on, right? But I like listening to my meditation music. It's a distraction for me to get away from this three-dimensional world. So it helps me to connect back with myself. And that's the biggest thing here. So if you do meditate, if and when you do meditate, please be mindful to make it all about you, your breathing, your awareness, your surroundings, and then you look into yourself. And hopefully you'll start to receive some good information, or just making those logical decisions where things start to improve in all our lives, right? So that's number one, meditation. The next thing I'm doing is obviously upping my dopamine. How do we increase those little happy chemicals that we have within our body? One is I eat a lot of fruit, okay? Keeps me regular, and it also gives me that energy, which is what we're striving for at this point to get us through this chaos. So dopamine, it's not just about foods. We can all research what is dopamine and what foods it in, right? But when we're talking spirituality, this is where we start doing things like dancing, air guitar, right? I like listening to AC/DC. So there's another one. Listen to your favourite songs. Okay? I like TNT by AC/DC, if you know that song. TNT. Oi! Oi! Okay? And a lot of other AC/DC songs. I also like Bon Jovi. If you don't know me about Bon Jovi, well, there's a big story there. But I like a lot of 70s rock and roll. Queen, we will rock you. Yeah? So I do the clapping, I do the tapping, and I do the drumming. It's because all this increases my own dopamine, which makes me feel good. And if I'm doing what I would call a menial task in my life, which I don't really want to do, like dusting, vacuuming, washing the dishes, those sort of tasks, I put on my music or I listen to it in my head without even having the music on. So even as I'm washing up, it's like, we will rock you. And I put the dishes on the side, rock you, okay? So there's all these different ways to get dopamine into us. Third one on my list, don't listen and don't absorb what's going on with the media. Sorry, I've just had a random tear go down my eye. As you know, I do have an eye injury, so my eye does weep a lot, so excuse me for that. Okay, so number 3, avoid all the chaos. Look how many elections that we've just had. The UK's going through crazy times. Canada's going through crazy times. There's a lot of people still in America going through crazy times. Australia, I think we just hit the crazy button on the crazy platform. Okay? We just went into the max. I really should be wearing my They've Gone to Plaid t-shirt, because if you know the movie Spaceballs, when they go to plaid, it means that they've gone past ludicrous speed and they've gone into ridiculously stupid speed. And that's what I feel like we are right now with all the chaos that's coming in from all the governments around the world. I personally don't think it's a coincidence. Nothing happens coincidentally. Okay? They want us to be fearful because fear is the lowest vibration that we can have. The more we fear, the more we, guess what? We start creating their reality for what they want. So that's my last one here. Okay? Create your own reality. Now, I'm a single mum. I don't have very much money like the rest of us, okay? But the big thing I do is I put on my fake tiara. I pretend I've got my long white gloves on and I've got my $15 million necklace on, or whatever it is that you prefer. You might like your cowboy chaps. You might like your big platform boots like Kiss wear. You know the band Kiss? Oh my God, I love Kiss songs too because they're from the 70s, right? Yes. I was made for loving you, baby. Oh, that's one of my favourite songs, by the way, because I don't sing it about somebody else. I sing it about myself. I was made to love myself. See how we put that perspective on things? So the last choice, the option last one here, is to also be self-preservation mode. Do what makes you do you best. Okay? So, I hope I've given you some intel today on how to get through this weird stuff going on. We're all going through it. And please make sure you look after you, number one. Have a great evening, good morning or good night wherever you are, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.